Hey Verbling, my name is Holly, and I am privileged to introduce myself to you today. I have a master's degree in linguistics with a specialization in teaching English as a second language. I am very excited about the prospect of working for Verbling in order to gain new experiences and be part of such a wonderful community. A little bit about myself. I am interested in a lot of things. I like to do artistic things like singing, reading, writing, and more hands-on creative things like jewelry making and sculpting. I enjoy doing tech-related things like making podcasts and learning codes used to write websites. I like to explore new technology. So I have a real variety of interests. I am going to give a brief lesson today about syllables and syllable stress. This lesson is useful for most levels, not absolute beginners or low beginners, because it does require some explanation. But it is useful for all of the other levels, especially advanced levels if they have not had a chance to study this yet. I am going to begin by explaining that my notes are posted in the description. If you click the About button and you click the Show More button, you will be able to see my notes and use them to follow along with this lesson if you are just watching for interest. So, syllables. What are syllables? Syllables are groups of sounds that many languages use to carry or hold meaning. Sometimes they can be separated to make meaning. In other words, you must add you have a syllable that is separated from a word and you add it in order to change the meaning. Other words have many syllables, but the meaning doesn't change if you take out a syllable. You just lose the meaning. But syllables are used to carry meaning. They are also used to help make the music of many languages, including English. For this lesson, I am going to be using 6 words: cat, bite, desert, dessert, envelope, and envelop. So let's begin with the word cat. If you write it, it has one vowel, and if you say it, you can hear one vowel. The easiest way to listen for syllables is to listen for the vowels. And there is a way that you can make it part of you, part of your brain, and help yourself learn to count syllables, and that is to make a sound and a movement. You can clap, you can tap the table, or you can do something else, like that. It really doesn't matter. Just find something that helps you. I am going to clap for this lesson. So if I use the word cat, cat, I clapped one time because there was only one vowel when I said the word. I am focusing on speech because syllables are most important when you are speaking. Also, when you write words in English, this does not always help you to know how many syllables there are, because in English we use a lot of silent vowels when we write. Let's use the word bite, for example. Bite has 2 vowels when you write, B-I-T-E. But it only has 1 when you say it, bite. And we can use our clap to know that it only has 1 syllable, bite. Easy, right? So let's make it a little bit more complicated. Let's use the word desert. 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 How many times did I clap? 2. So we can say that desert has 2 syllables. And when we write, this is easy to see because it only has 2 vowels. So for this word, we can count the syllables by reading. But it is very important that you learn to do this by hearing or by speaking a word so that you do not get confused. Okay? So let's go with another word. Envelope. 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 This has 3 syllables. I clapped 3 times, right? But if you write envelope, it has 4 vowels because the last vowel is silent. But you could hear all 3 syllables. Envelope. Envelope. You could hear 3 vowels when I said the word. So the next part of our lesson is about stress, syllable stress. Because we use syllable stress to help make meaning, and we also use syllable stress for the accent of the language. I want to focus today on why we use stress or how we use stress for meaning. I also want to focus on a way that you can move and make a sound, and so you can see syllable stress and hear it. So, what is stress? Stress is pressure. We all know this. Businessmen, mothers, housewives, students all know about stress. They all know about pressure. When we speak English or other languages that use stress, we put pressure on the vowels in the syllables. So the vowels are a little bit longer and they are a little bit higher in pitch. Pitch just means how high or low the sound is. A low sound or a high sound. That's all. That's all pitch is. So the pitch of a stressed vowel or stressed syllable is just a little higher. And we spend a little bit more time when we say it. And often it also sounds a little bit louder. So, how can we see stress if we want to? How can we see it and hear it so that we learn to understand? We can use a rubber band. This is a very easy thing to find. And the rubber band demonstrates pressure because we are putting pressure on the rubber band when we stretch it. Okay? We are stressing the rubber band. To demonstrate long vowels for stress, I hold my hands like this, so the rubber band gets longer. To demonstrate a higher pitch, I hold my hands like this, so it goes up and down. And to demonstrate both, I go in between at a diagonal. All right, so let's use our word bite to demonstrate stress. This one is very easy. It only has one syllable, bite. So we can see I stretched the rubber band. Bite, the one syllable, is the only one with stress. But what about words that have more than one syllable? Like desert, desert, desert. You see, I clap for an unstressed syllable. So I am still clapping for my syllables. Desert. It doesn't make as much of a sound, but you can see it. And you can also hear desert, that the first syllable is stressed. Why is this important? Because we have a similar word in English, dessert. A desert is a dry place. It doesn't get much rain usually, and different plants grow there. It has different weather. Dessert is a word that means something sweet that you would eat after lunch or after supper, and it's a good thing. It is easy to know the difference when you read these words because they are spelled differently. But when we say them, the way we know the difference is, of course, context, but also because of stress. Dessert, dessert. Do you see and hear that the stress is different? Desert, dessert. So you know that learning to hear stress can help you learn to know what people are saying. Let's use one more example. Envelope, 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 envelope. The first syllable is stressed. And we have a similar word in English, envelop, 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 envelop. Can you see the difference? Envelope, envelop. The stress is different. The spelling is also different, but when you are listening, you have to listen to the context and where the stress is, which syllable. For envelope, the first syllable is stressed. For envelop, the second syllable is stressed. Envelope is something we use to mail our letters or to mail our bills when we pay them. Envelop is a verb that means to cover or to wrap something. So you know when you hear these definitions and hear the stress, that stress is used for meaning. Okay, I hope this lesson was useful for you and that you now understand a little bit more about syllables and syllable stress in English. I very much look forward to seeing you on verbling.com, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you.